The Republicans have decided to have a platform this time around. Last time, you'll recall, their platform in 2020 was, we're just going to support Donald Trump, whatever he says. They didn't feel like they needed to update it. Now there's some fights about that platform. From what I've read, the Trump people have managed to eliminate a couple of anti-abortion people from the platform because Trump is afraid of their freak flag flying too much in this election. And the party platform, it's never binding necessarily, but it becomes a way for either to rally your own troops or to rally troops against you. Now, I don't know how much it's going to help them to not have a platform that reflects the position that they already espouse and everybody knows they espouse and have been responsible for getting rid of an individual right that existed in this country for 50 years. But here is an RNC platform committee member, Ed Martin, who is my understanding, still on the platform. Here is recorded remarks that he made, and I don't think it was in the context of the platform. This is from CNN's Andrew Kaczynski.
Tonight, newly uncovered remarks by a key RNC official pushing for some of the most extreme restrictions on abortion. Remarks found by CNN's K-File. Ed Martin is one of just 3 people that the party chose to lead its platform committee. And over the past 2 years, he has advocated for a national abortion ban, no exception for rape or incest.
If the conversation is, well, should there be a federal ban, and the consensus is that there shouldn't, I disagree. I disagree with the consensus. If you ban abortion in Louisiana, is a doctor who has an abortion breaking the law? Yes. Should he be punished? Yes. I think that seems obvious. What is the punishment? Not sure yet. Could be criminal, could be a jail sentence, I suppose. It's an absolute scientific fact that no abortion is ever performed to save the life of the mother. None. Zero. Zilch.
Let's just be crystal clear on that. That last comment is false. Abortion is provided in some cases as a life-saving measure for women. Out front now, Andrew Kaczynski, senior editor of CNN's K-File. So you went and dug through a lot of these comments from Ed Martin's over the last 2 years or so. His views on abortion are, I think extreme actually puts it mildly.
Yeah, that's right. And Ed Martin is a name that you might not know, but this is someone who's going to wield significant influence over the party platform. That's basically the blueprint that the party puts out as their principles, that how Trump is going to govern, how what Republicans are going to run on. And he's one of 3 people selected to help craft it. And his position on abortion is really, it is about as extreme as you can get. He supports a national ban. He doesn't support exceptions for rape or incest. And he even has discussed the possibility of jailing women who get abortion. And this is all coming at a time when Republicans, abortion has really been such a losing issue for Republicans. We've seen Trump sort of try to moderate his rhetoric on abortion, but Martin has actually pushed back on that. He said that Trump isn't trying to water down the party's position on abortion, but some of those views that he supports on abortion, they are so extreme. He has said he does not even support abortion in the case of this 10-year-old Ohio girl who was raped. Take a listen to those comments.
This 10-year-old was brought up as an example of why abortion is necessary. Now, I have said over and over again that, the examples that shouldn't be the rule, right? You can't let the exceptions be the rule, especially when you get engaged in a debate. And I refuse to do it.
I mean, that is really something, because I think we all remember that story. I know you also found some remarks. He talks about the possibility of jailing women, I should say, who've had abortions. I want to play that.
What do you do with the woman that has an abortion? I don't think we have a good answer yet. Some people say that they shouldn't be held liable in any way. Some people say they should have some kind of penalty, something on their record. I don't know. I mean, I certainly think that you're going to find a lot of people that step away from jail time because they're going to say, well, this is, but if you believe it's a baby, I do, then you have to do something to protect the baby.
So he doesn't quite have an answer. But it seems even if other people are opposed to it, he's not opposed to jail time.
Well, that's right. And Martin actually compared abortion later on in that radio show from his, that's where we found these clips, to a family that was intentionally starving a child to death. He said the state in that instance would step in. So we compared that to abortion. And he also argued sort of philosophically about jailing women who get abortion. He said you need to frame the argument. And he said if you accept the framing that pro-abortion advocates use where they say it's about a baby, he says then you can't jail women. But if you use the framing or it's about a woman's choice, but he says if you use this framing that it's about a baby, then he says the discussion of punishment for a woman is something that can be discussed.
I mean, that actually is correct. Like, I mean, that is the point. And this is why, you know, regardless of what any of these anti-abortion fanatics say, this is where it will lead. It has to. Logically speaking, it has to lead that to there for them. It will lead there. I mean, we will see IVF will be gone. There's absolutely, and when you believe that life starts at conception and you believe that only God makes the choice about conception, you will see them go after birth control. And so the guy is actually like, you know, there's Ed Martin.
Most honest fascist here.
He is honest and fascist, and he is right about where his logic and the logic of the anti-abortion movement in this country leads. He's absolutely right.
And that's why he gets excommunicated in that way, because the entire Republican Party's platform on abortion is built on dishonesty from the beginning. When it was about overturning Roe to leave it to the states, then the states now have it. They've gotten it. But yet, is the agenda over? Because in theory, that's what I was told my entire life, that was what the Republicans wanted. Make it the states' right, which is, that makes it not a right, whatever. Now we see that there's national legislation being discussed within the Republican Party. Lindsey Graham proposed one. And then, like, that's exactly where it leads, because at the end of the day, even though it's unpopular, the base of the Republican Party, a good portion of them are evangelical Christian fundamentalists who believe that abortion is murder. So they have to lie to get to the public, to get the public on their side, which it's interesting how Republicans understand that. Like, both the white supremacists who are okay with the dog whistles because they know, well, they have to say that, and the anti-abortion activists, well, they know they have to say that so that they can do what we want to do later. They're primed for the politicians to lie to the public to deliver on their agenda. That's why the Republican Party and their base are fundamentally undemocratic.
Are they losing the patience of that, though? Like, you know, this whole thing of like, okay, we'll not be specific about the platform or whatever. I think aren't we seeing like abortion folks being like, actually, maybe we do want this in writing now, and we're done taking you for your word.
I mean, look, Trump delivered, and so there's reason why they can be like, oh, we'll take you at your word. But I just want to be clear: Ed Martin is still part of the committee. There were two other people on the platform committee who were taken off, I guess, essentially as like some type of compromise to diminish the chances that Ed Martin will carry the day. But they want to be able to give him voice, so he's still there on the committee.
Wow.
It's not a big committee that does the drafting. This 3-person committee, and so I think there is a little lack of patience on the anti-abortion right, essentially, for Donald Trump getting a little squishy, because they all realize, or at least all the electeds, all realize the bottom line is the American public does not want this. I mean, they understand this, and they realize they have to lie about this this position that they hold that is so fundamental to the Republican Party. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.